So this tells you right away, if that you capture this small percentage here, you're going to make a lot of money, and you're going to create a lot of jobs, and you're going to create small businesses. So here's an example. This is Urban Ore in Berkeley, California, which has been running for 30 years. They are gathering all the furniture, appliances, you name it, televisions, videos, and so on. Also the material that's taken from old buildings when you have deconstruction, not demolition. And here are the people leaving this facility. It's like a second-hand Macy's, second-hand apartment store with everything in there, department store with furniture, clothing, and so on. So they can handle the bigger items, whereas the thrift shops and the charity shops can handle the smaller things like books and clothing and stuff. I've never seen so many toilet bowls in my life. Doors, I've never seen so many doors in my life. But these are all, what's nice about this now, this is so well established that the builders who are deconstructing buildings bring this material here, get some money for it, and then they take some of the other material that they need for renovating old houses and things like that. This guy is a former sociology professor, PhD in sociology. His wife is a writer. They've been running this for 30 years. It's grossing $3 million a year, and there's 27 full-time, well-paid jobs, many of which he's had for at least 25 years. I've got a whole series of videotapes which you can look at different places around the world. You can get them from this website. They're online. And each one of them features a reuse and repair center. So by the time you've had a look at them all, you can compare the ones which are for profit, like Urban Ore, with the ones which are not for profit, some in large cities, some in small communities. A lot to look at there. Very positive. Now, these reuse and repair centers can be used for poverty relief. In Burlington, Vermont, the people that have no money, the social services give them coupons, and they can take those coupons to the and get the basic furniture. Not luxury items, but basic furniture. That's good. At the other extreme, the people that are getting rid of the old chandelier or two, they can donate this. They tell you how much it's worth, and that you can write that off your taxes. So that way they get a nice flow of good stuff from the people. Secondly, job training. In Burlington, Vermont, they take people off the street who are totally unskilled, unemployed, and within 6 months they train them how to handle, repair large appliances, small appliances, electrical goods, electronics, computers, and even salesmanship. And after 6 months, they help them to get a job. There's government money for that. There's government money. I don't know, I should imagine there's government money in England to help job training schemes. And this, so you get some money there. Kill two birds with one stone. But it reminds us that we're not just talking about recovering materials. We're talking about recovering people. And one of the things which will happen, if you squander £1.5 billion over the next 25 years on a resource destruction facility, you will have squandered the opportunities to help people in this way. Support high street charity shops. So, and community building. In a city, recreate the village in the city. I mean, the cities have usually overtaken all those villages. We need to recreate those with community building. So here you've got your high street charity shops. Then you've got the backup here with large items, repair, the buildings, materials yards, the job training, community activities, community compost, community gardens, and you can think of all kinds of things that you would like to put in there. One of my favorites is a long workbench with all the tools that are available. So if you want to repair something, you don't have to do it at home. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg for someone else to do it. You can take it to the community workbench. All the tools are there. There may be somebody to help you. And by the way, you're meeting people at the same time. San Francisco, population 850,000, very little space, have to educate people in 3 languages, English, Spanish, and Chinese. By 2000, they were getting 50% diverted from landfills. They have no incinerators in San Francisco area. So 50% diverted from landfills by 2000, 63% by 2004, 70% by 2008, 72% by 2009. They expect to get to 75% this year, which is their goal, and their goal for 2020 is zero waste. Now, I'm not here to tell you that America is wonderful with waste management. It isn't. It's atrocious. In most areas of America has lots of space, so they rely heavily on landfills. But I'm also here to tell you that the best things on the environment always happen first in California. And the fact that we've got such a strong zero waste movement with literally hundreds of communities in California now doing this kind of thing is very exciting for the future. And if other states in America don't copy them, hopefully other cities in Europe will. In Italy, the town of Novara, which has a population of 100,000, 70% diversion in just 18 months. So that's phenomenal, because people tell you it's going to take forever to get these diversions. 18 months to get 70% diversion. So now we're down to the residual fraction. No problem with the composting materials recovery, but the residuals. Well, what have we got to do? Well, we've got to minimize that. So we need waste minimization or reduction initiatives, and we need economic incentives. Again, organization, education. So, number 6, we're up to 6 already. Waste reduction initiatives, undesirable packaging. 4 options: ban it, tax it, put a returnable deposit on it, or avoid it. Use a refillable container or reusable bag, like our parents and grandparents were able to survive in that way. In Ireland, they put a 15-cent tax on plastic shopping bags, and in 1 year, they reduced the total used by 92%. And in that same year, the other 8% was still being used, put 12 million euros into their recycling fund. So it's a win-win situation for them. In Italy, they have supermarkets which are now allowing customers to refill all kinds of bottles, like shampoo and detergent bottles. So instead of hundreds and thousands of these going every day to the landfill, the same bottle can be used again and again and again. Similarly with wine, water, and milk. There's a wonderful store which has just opened up in Capanari, which is a small town near Lucca in Tuscany. It's called Efficorta, and 95% of the products come within 70 kilometers of the store. It's a food store. You can take 60 different solids from dispensing systems, so you can use your own packaging, and 60 taps, so you can get everything from shampoo, detergents, milk, beer, water, honey, olive oil, wine, you name it. And the one that I really love here is there's 2 barrels of wine with 8 taps on it. And above there, it tells you where the wine is coming from. You can get a glass, and you can try each one. If you make it to the end, you just pay 1.6 euros for a bottle. You bring your own bottle, of course, and it was tough to get me out of there, I can tell you. And also, no plastics around as far as packaging is concerned. If you want to buy a bag, there's a hemp bag or a cotton bag if you forgot to bring your own. A little creativity at the front end saves millions at the back end. Creativity, we need creativity. Incinerators are really boring, and landfills are really boring. The alternative is really exciting and fun. Talking about the back end, here is a reusable diaper. Would you believe it costs an American family about $2,000 to put a baby through diapers, through nappies you call them here? In Italy, panolini, $2,000. This one here costs 30 euros. It has the modern technology called a Velcro strip, which means you don't stick a safety pin right through your baby's backside or your thumb, which I used to do on a regular basis. And it's as simple as a robust outer layer. You take in the absorbent material in the poop, flush it down the toilet, wipe it down, put more absorbent material in, and then put it on again. So you can even do this for the, you were talking about, worried about having to do it to yourself. Well, you can do it with the, or your wife, somebody will probably help. Okay. So there's lots of things, and I'm not going to dwell on this, but there's lots of things, and one of the, to reduce, for minimization, and one of the things that we need to do is to prepare a directory of best practices. In your town, in your region, in your county, around the country, and around the world. That's one of the things we want our staff to do, so everybody knows what's out there, because this stuff is not in the major newspapers. We don't read about these solutions most of the time. So we're now into number 7, economic incentives. The negative economic incentive. It works like this. It's called the pay-by-bag system. Compostables taken for free, recyclables taken for free, but the residuals, the more you make, the more you pay. That has reduced the waste stream in some communities in the United States by 25%. In the case of these two communities, Villafranca d'Asti and Piedmonte, population 30,000, they went from 70% diversion to 85% diversion when they added this pay-by-bag system to their existing